Investors have made quite a profit over the past few years. The stock market was going so well for the past 2 years until something happened and it just went tumbling down. Many companies recorded losses, and they are still struggling to get back to where they were. Other companies even recorded growth of up to 100%. That is insane! The housing market has also been affected by all of this. It is currently crashing, and it's getting serious. But why would it crash? Today, we will look at the reasons behind the housing market's crash. But before continuing, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for future updates. With that out of the way, let's get started. Over the past 2 years, it seemed like house prices would never fall. They just kept rising and rising. This was one of the most significant rises in house prices in the entire history of the market. Imagine having an asset that increases in value by 1 or 2%, suddenly rising by over 20%. If you are one of the few who took a mortgage in 2020, you are probably fortunate. You not only had the price of your house appreciate all of the sudden, but you also fixed your mortgage rate at one of the lowest rates in history. It's said that your house is your greatest asset. Therefore, it makes sense that the best way to build up your wealth is by buying a house with a low mortgage rate. After all, you are going to pay rent anyway, so why not pay for the mortgage and generate wealth over time? Even if you are not going to live there, renting it out will cover the mortgage payments and still generate some income if the mortgage rate is low enough. However, over the past few months, this has changed. As the Feds work to tackle inflation, house prices began to shake. The 3% mortgage rate is no more. 5 or 6% is now the new normal. A single percentage point is enough to make a huge difference when it comes to mortgage rates. So how about a 2 or a 3% increase? Let's look at an example. The average down payment in the US is just 6%. This means that a house worth $500,000, including taxes and fees, at 3% would come out to about $2,979 if you were to buy the same place, but this time with a 6% mortgage rate. The price would rise to $3,824. This is a huge difference, especially if you're planning to rent it out and make it one of your sources of income. However, that's just one part of the story. The other one is that house prices are declining. Experts are saying that this is not sustainable and house prices will collapse at some point or another. It was already turning into a bubble that would eventually burst. This could be good and bad, depending on who you ask. If you are a homeowner, you will definitely keep a close watch on how the price of your house keeps rising. However, if you are a home buyer, you can finally consider buying a home since you don't have to bet and overpay for the house. But now this raises a great question. Will house prices keep going down? Will the market completely collapse by the end of the year? If you are looking for a house to buy right now, is this the best time to do it or not? When the pandemic hit, the Feds were concerned that the economy would collapse. Because of this, they instantly lowered the rates to literally 0%, especially after March's stock market crash. These low interest rates eventually led to low mortgage rates. This pushed the demand to increase. At the same time, the pandemic also slowed down the supply chains, which created a shortage of materials in the market and decreased the supply of houses in the market. In addition to that, people were worried about selling their homes because the future seemed unpredictable. This further lowered the collection. As demand rises while supply is reduced, the market is bound to be affected significantly. This will definitely cause the price to shoot through the roof. At first, it seemed like a bubble, but it was to a certain level. However, there is always a limit to which prices can rise. Now that the price has increased, what happens when the mortgage rates rise? This will not only slow down the demand, but will also push banks to approve smaller mortgages. Let's take the earlier example for instance. If the bank had approved you for a $3,000 monthly payment based on your income at 3%, you could have gotten yourself a house worth $500,000. However, At 6%, you can no longer afford $500,000 because with a mortgage rate of 6%, you would have to make enough money to make $3,800 monthly payments. This lowers the demand and eventually leads to the prices declining. However, nothing is crystal clear. How is it that prices keep declining when there is worldwide inflation? Once the general price increases, the cost of materials to build new homes increases. Eventually, the overall price of the house also increases. Inflation is not going to stop anytime soon. It will take the Feds at least a year to reduce it to around 3 or 4%. Regardless of this, if we were to look at the numbers, the median house price has already decreased. This has a tremendous psychological effect. Once the prices start rising, people tend to rush to buy homes with the fear that if they do not buy now, they will overpay in the future. However, it is totally different when the prices are declining. When people realize that the prices are coming down, they will wait until they are at their lowest. The only problem with this is that you cannot really tell when the lowest will be. In the end, there is lower demand, which pushes the prices even lower. The Feds are trying to control inflation while at the same time trying not to cause a recession. This is a dangerous game that can quickly go wrong. But the question is, how high will the Feds raise the rates to tackle inflation? According to the experts, the Feds should raise rates to at least 2.5% to bring inflation down to a meaningful rate. If a 0.25% increase in March already caused a massive spike in mortgage rates, what kind of spike would another 2% rise cause? The last time that mortgage rates rose so swiftly was in 1994. In late 1993, the rates were less than 7%. By December of 1994, they had already surged to about 9.11%, a jump of more than 2 total percentage points in less than 12 months. If you understand how the Fed works, you know that it will not drastically raise the rates unless it is a disaster, such as the 2008 crash, where the Fed had to raise rates to cool everything down. However, this proved to be a mistake because the surge in interest rates created a catastrophe in the market. If the Fed had been a bit more careful and if they had slowly raised rates, that would have brought house prices down over time. The crisis would not have been as bad as it was. However, the Fed would instead let inflation get slightly out of hand rather than slow down the economic machine. This is why most investors believe that inflation will last for another 5 years. Maybe not at 8 or 9%, but something around 5 or 6%. Many reasons support this claim, such as what would happen if war were to break out. Take, for example, the Russian-Ukrainian wars. It has led to some shortages that we could not have imagined. Inflation is yet to be higher than ever, even when the Feds try raising the rates to 10%, and it would not make any difference. But will the market crash by the end of the year? Probably not. Indeed, the supply of homes is back to pre-pandemic levels and mortgage rates are rising, but that is not enough. There was already a shortage of homes in the market before the pandemic, so restoring the supply to the previous levels will not make much of a difference. However, prices will keep declining. In fact, it is already happening, and this might just go on for the rest of the year. However, didn't a 20% increase in house prices create a bubble? Well, 1 in every $5 in the economy was printed during the pandemic. You cannot expect to throw that much money into the economy and expect prices to remain unchanged. This is just one of the consequences of the printing press. After each crisis, there is always a gold rush where everything drastically rises before stabilizing. We have already had our gold rush. If you earned a fortune, good for you. If not, maybe next time. What do you think of the housing market? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel before you go. As always, thanks for watching.